Let's take a look at some college basketball. We have two playing games tonight. We have a bunch of NIT games, or the other tournament, whatever it is. It's still called NIT. I don't know. Come on, Brock. You gotta know this. But anyway, I think it's the NIT. There's another tournament. I think there's like two other tournaments going at the same time. But anyway, we're not worried about that shit. We're going to take a look at the playing games, beginning with Fairleigh Dickinson taking on the Prairie View Panthers. 6:40 Eastern tip-off at the UD Arena. That, like I said, is a play-in game. Winner takes on Gonzaga. So whoever wins this game gets to lose against Gonzaga this week. But anyway, Fairleigh Dickinson taking on Prairie View. The Panthers of Prairie View open the betting as the 1.5-point favorite, total at 150.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing movement toward Prairie View. We're seeing movement toward the under. Right now, the Panthers are -2, total 149. So once again, Prairie View open 1.5 up to -2, total open 150.5 down to 149. Prairie View is 21-1 straight up in their last 22 games. Just red hot right now. They're a part of the SWAC conference, the Southwest Athletic Conference. That's the same conference that has teams such as Grambling, Alcorn State, Southern University. Just to give you a little bit of background on Prairie View, they were also the worst football team in NCAA 98 for PlayStation. Whenever you wanted to beat up on the computer, you'd play Prairie View and beat the hell out of them. Anyway, Fairleigh Dickinson on the other side, they're located in New Jersey. They're a part of the Northeast Conference. Notable teams in that conference: Wagner, Robert Morris, and Mount St. Mary's, home of the alma mater of my boy Drew Braun, also known as Beef. My buddy, we call him Beef. You know why? Because he ain't a small guy. But anyway, Mount St. Mary, Drew Braun, the former athletic trainer for Mount St. Mary's. But anyway, those are some weird facts for you. Let's get into some numbers. Fairleigh Dickinson failed to cover in 2 out of their last 4 games at the current number. They're also 3-4 against the spread, taking on teams between 500 and 650. That's a win percentage there. Now, Prairie View, they're covering 67% of their games when favored away from home. The Panthers are also covering 80% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. When it comes to the total, both teams are just 33% to the over in their games played at the current posted total. Fairleigh Dickinson, just 5 out of their last 16 away from home got over the line. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Prairie View -2 and the under 149 in that matchup there. All right, next playing game, it is going to be Temple Belmont, 9:10 Eastern tip-off at the UD Arena. Belmont opened the betting as the 3-point favorite, total at 154.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing movement toward Belmont. We're also seeing movement toward the over. 3.5 on the spread, 155.5 on the total. So once again, Belmont opened 3 up to -3.5. Total open 154.5 up to 155 and a hook. 57% are leaning towards Temple. 54% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Owls of Temple are +140 on the money line. Now, Belmont is 26-5 straight up overall. They're part of that Ohio Valley Conference, so you see teams like Murray State, Eastern Kentucky, and Moorhead in that conference. Belmont's actually located in the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. And here's a fun fact for you. 5 out of the Ohio Valley Conference's 12 schools are actually located in Tennessee. Anyway, Belmont, the pleasantries end there. They failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5. They also rank 186th in college basketball in points allowed. They're giving up 74 points per contest on average for the year. Now, Temple, on the other side, they're 6-2 straight up in their last 8, 6-4 ATS in their last 10. They're also covering 7 out of their last 9 games as the official Vegas underdog away from home. Now, total-wise, Temple's just 16% to the over away from home, taking on teams giving up more than 72 points per contest. Meanwhile, Belmont is 4-0 to the under, taking on teams allowing 67 to 72 points per contest. So with all that in mind, I got to lean toward another underdog. Give me Temple plus 3.5 and the under 155 and a hook in that matchup there. All right, next and final sport. It is going to be NHL hockey. And we're going to start off with the Panthers at the Hurricanes. 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Carolina. The Canes open 130, total at 6. We're seeing movement toward Carolina and the over in this one. Minus 140 up to 6.5. Once again, Carolina open 130 up to minus 140. Total open 6 up to 6.5. Pittsburgh's plus 115 on the money line. Carolina plus 180 laying the goal and a half. We have Matt Murray projected in net for Pittsburgh. Peter Mrazek projected in net for the Canes. Pittsburgh 6-3 straight up in their last 9. 10-3 straight up in their last 13, taking on Carolina. If you're into historical trends, Carolina's dropped 6 out of their last 12 at the current market price. They also rank 16th in scoring at just 2.9 goals per contest in that category there. Now, total-wise, the Hurricanes are 7-1 to the under in their last 8, taking on Pittsburgh. Give me the underdog Penguins, getting the job done on the road. Pittsburgh plus 115 and the under 6.5 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Canadiens, Flyers, 7 o'clock puck drop at the Wells Fargo Center. Philly open minus 120, total 5.5. We're seeing a nickel fade of Philly when it comes to the money line. We're also seeing movement upward on the total. 115 up to 6. Philly open 120 down to minus 115. Total open 5.5 up to 6 goals. Once again, Philly open 5.5. Philly open minus 120 down to minus 115. Total open 5.5 up to 6 goals. 53% of the consensus is leaning toward Philadelphia. 83% shaded toward the under. Montreal's minus 105 on the money line. Philly's plus 235 on the puck line. Price projected in net for Montreal. Carter Hart projected in net for Philadelphia. The Flyers are 8-3 against the spread in their last 11. And of course, when I refer to the spread in hockey, I'm referring to the puck line, laying the goal and a half. So Philly, once again, 8-3 against the spread in their last 11. 5-1 straight up in their last 6, taking on Montreal. And speaking of the Canadiens, they've lost 5 out of their last 7. They're also just 3-8 straight up in their last 11 on the road. They rank 21st in the NHL in road shots allowed. We're looking at 33 shots per contest in that category there. Now, total-wise, Philly's 8-3 to the over in their last 11. 4-2 to the over in their last 6 at home, taking on Montreal. Give me the Flyers minus 115 and the over 6 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Bruins, Islanders, 7 o'clock puck drop in Long Island. As always, got to show love to my guys out in Long Island. It's a beautiful area, and I always had the wrong perception of Long Island my whole life. I thought Long Island was very similar to the city. And it's not. Long Island is like the countryside. It just so happens to be a small strip of land. But it's literally long. I think it's like 6 hours to get from one side of the island to the other. But anyway, got a lot of good friends out there in Long Island. Nice area. Haven't been out there in a while, so I'll have to fly in or drive in, however I want to do it. But anyway, Boston at Long Island. The Islanders. Boston open minus 105, total 5.5. Not a whole lot of movement on this one. Two very good teams. Pretty good two-way action on both the money line and the total. We did see a 10-cent move toward Boston, so they're now minus 115. So once again, the Bruins open 105 up to minus 115. Totals at 5.5. 68% are leaning Boston, 58% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Islanders are minus 105 on the money line. Boston plus 240 on the puck line. Tuukka Rask projected in net for Boston. Lehner projected in net for the Islanders. Boston's dropped 3 out of their last 4. They're also just 1-7 ATS in their last 8. They rank 28th in road offensive scoring at just 2.5 goals per contest in that category there. Now, New York, on